Rangers win, baby. 4 straight on the road. I cannot believe I'm sitting here talking about a freaking win after the first period, the second period, and the majority of the third period. They still win the game. I'm going to explode. This is something that they would never, and I mean never, have even come close to doing in years prior. In years prior, they throw their hands up and say, this one's over. And you know what they didn't do? Throw their hands up and say it was over. They grinded it out till the end. Was the win pretty? Nope, not in the slightest. But I said it before, I will say it again. They don't ask at the end how it happened, let me restart. They don't ask how you win. They don't ask how, they ask how many. That's what I'm trying to say. They grinded it out, and this is something that winning teams do. Grind out wins like this, even when performing terribly. I cannot believe they won. I can't believe they won. 41 seconds in, they let up a goal. Nick Paul scores from Stützle and Brown. 41 seconds in, I'm not happy. It was a good shot in front of the net. Georgiev should have had that. But after that, Georgiev was on. He was on. On one of the power plays, I don't know if it was on the power play or 5-on-5 actually, but Zub had a good chance. He gloves that. He's robbing Kachuk, robbing everyone. Lets up a pretty ugly goal 1 minute into the third. Josh Norris unassisted on that. But he was solid throughout the game. And then all of a sudden, there is just 6 minutes left in the game. The Rangers inject steroids into their fucking veins. They snort. I don't know what they're snoring something on the bench. They have to be. They did something clearly, because 6 minutes. That was a terrible snap. What am I doing? A light bulb went up in their heads and a fire lit under their fucking ass, and they went out there and actually grinded out the win. It starts because they get a power play, and I don't remember exactly which penalty this was, but hey, let's go ahead and check. I didn't even write down in my notes which penalty that was, but it doesn't matter. They took a penalty. Kreider, well, it starts with Fox doing a spinneroonie in the offensive zone. He finds Panarin. Fox keeps it in. Panarin gets that. Panarin cross to Zibanejad in front of the net. Kreider is standing right there, buries that. He's not missing that, even though earlier in the game he did miss one. A great chance right in front of the net that he should have buried. And this game could have ended up being 4-2, but it doesn't matter because they still ended up freaking winning. Winning erases a lot, doesn't it? And then about a minute later, Fox with another great play sets up Ryan Lindgren. Lindgren deflects that one in. Tied game. And then 2 minutes later, Sammy Blais throws a shot from the point. Barker Goodrow, I'm tipping that sucker, buries it, and the Rangers go up 3-2. And by the way, that was a 4-on-4 goal for Lindgren because of a embellishment on Tim Stützle, and then the tripping call was to Morgan Barron, I believe. That, and then the fans in Ottawa were not pleased with that at all. But I don't care. I don't care. Sure. I mean, it was embellishment, but sure. Think what you want. Oh my God. This game got physical though, huh? Jacob Trouba threw a fight. This is the game that I would have expected at least to get the most physical, considering how young of a team Ottawa is. But they stood up to the challenge. You had Trouba fighting Kachuk. You had, I think it was Paul that ended up fighting Sammy Blais at one point during this game. It didn't look good for Hedl. At one point, it looked like he got hurt. But oh, I also should mention after the Kreider goal, Matt Murray did end up getting hurt. So that is something that could have been a factor into why the Rangers won. It's because a cold goalie coming in with 5 minutes left in the game, that is not an easy task for Forsberg by any stretch of the imagination. And he did not handle that task well, as the Rangers get 2 goals by him and win this game. I can't believe I'm talking about a win here. I was ready to be pissed off about, even though Panarin got an apple, he's not looked the same and it's worrisome. I was ready to talk about a lot of things, but winning heals it all. Cool little medicine, huh? Cool little trick to heal pain. Wow. Shots on goal 26-28. It was not pretty for the Rangers in the first and second period. Nothing of this game was. Face-off percentage 40-60. Now, I thought the Rangers actually won more of the crucial face-offs on the power play. This time, the power play did look, except for the first one, I thought the power play actually looked a little bit better today. Because, like I mentioned last video, most of the time they lose the draw on the face-off, and then it's dumped down the other end that kills 30 seconds, so 30 to 45 seconds, and then you lose pretty much half your power play, just chasing the puck, being held in the neutral zone a bit, trying to enter the zone cleanly. You're wasting your time there. But they actually started winning some of those crucial draws. On the power play, they went 1 for 4. They ended up scoring. That was Chris Kreider getting the power play goal. Ottawa went 0 for 4. The penalty kill. Keep it up, please. And then the power play, I would love to see what they did more on the last power play, which is where Kreider scored, obviously, because it's a goal. But not just that, but you're also setting up way better opportunities. They need to stop doing the same thing. Having Lafreniere in the slot on that first unit, and I don't know who they have going to the slot on the second unit, but it is completely useless. Get more guys in front of the net, and then you have 2 guys on the half walls, and you have 1 guy at the point. Do more of that. The guy in the slot is not doing anything for the power play. It really just is not serving any purpose except for creating some space, but they're spacing out way too much. Zibanejad's throwing shots from the glass, which makes little to no sense. He needs to start getting more in the face-off dot, throwing those shots. But that's a little bit of a problem I had. 20 PIMs, but that doesn't tell the story because most of it was fighting. You did have Kreider, who took a penalty. Barron took one, and then Trouba, I believe, also had another minor. Oh, no, so Keandre Miller. Those were all the minor penalties. So, yeah, that was that. And then hits 43-33 in favor of the Rangers. That was, like I said, a physical game. So, and the Rangers did not have the puck a lot. They looked so sloppy. The passing, basic tape-to-tape passes were not happening in the first 2 periods. And even the beginning of the third, until that fire lit under their ass and they realized that, oh, we only have 6 minutes left to win this hockey game. Blocks 13-18 for Ottawa. And then giveaways, only 7 for the Rangers to Ottawa 17. That is huge there. I thought overall, they didn't play a bad game. It's just that they weren't getting enough sustained offense. They were maintaining, they were holding down Ottawa well. I thought they were good in their own end. It's just Georgiev. Those 2 goals definitely were his fault. You can't blame the defense. But at the end of the day, except for those 2 goals, obviously he was completely lights out, making some really great saves. And after that first goal specifically, he took it personally and he played with some urgency. Like, hey, there's a prospect in the AHL and there's a goalie that could be a backup on some NHL teams ready to go if I don't perform well. So I need to step up my game a bit. And he did. He definitely did. But individual performances. Panarin, he had an apple. I thought he had a pretty poor game still. I really am worried about Panarin. He has not looked the same despite the point totals right now for him, he has not looked like the same Panarin we've seen over the past 2 years. And I tweeted it out. If him and Zibanejad don't get it going and don't start scoring for this team is not going to be able, they're only going to be able to grind out these wins for so long. The scoring depth is not going to be able to the scoring depth isn't going to come through all the time and this much. You need your top 6 guys to come through. Your scoring depth is there to come through when your top 6 isn't, and they're there to come through when you need some extra goals, and they're just there for that, to pile on with the top 6 goals. That's what the scoring depth is there for. But it's been all the scoring depth thus far, as I'm pretty sure are combined for 1 goal so far, so it's not too pretty on that front. Lafreniere, I thought, had a great game. He had 1 shot on goal, 2 hits. I thought that he played a pretty good game, though. Nothing horrible, nothing too spectacular, but I thought he had a pretty good game. McKegg actually had a solid game. He went 50% in the faceoff dot. He did his job on the penalty kill. He only got 9 minutes of ice time, and I thought he had a pretty good game. I thought that him, Rooney, and Reeves were solid on the forecheck. That's the fourth line that they ran out with most. I thought that they were really good. So Rooney's next on the list. I thought he was good. 25% of the faceoff dot. Him and McKegg split time, I'm pretty sure, throughout that. But if Rooney took the majority of the faceoffs, that 25 is not pretty. Kreider gets a goal and a assist. Although I'm pretty sure on the broadcast they were talking about how Kreider should not have got a assist, unless they're talking about the 3rd goal. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But he had 5 shots on goal. He took he had 4 PIMs. I guess one of them was on the 4-on-4. And that's why it didn't register for the power play. 6 hits. He got physical in this game. I thought he had a really great game, and I think that he's been the best guy outside of Lafreniere, but I'm talking the main 4 guys, which obviously Strom's out here, but I consider the main 4 guys of this team: Strom, Zibanejad, Kreider, Panarin, and I know Strom hasn't been here, so it's not really fair to say including him, but out of that first line, Kreider has been the best out of them, in my opinion, personally. Barclay Goodrow ends up getting a goal. I thought that he had a solid game, 33% of the faceoff dot. Not sure how many draws he took. I thought he had a pretty solid game. Dryden Hunt, great game too. 5 hits. Like I said, that fourth line was forecheck, or the bottom 6 in general, I should say, was forechecking really well. I thought Hunt had a good game. I think that he does need to get off the power play. He's not getting shots on goal. Take him off the power play. Barron went 100% in the faceoff dot. He probably only took 1 draw, but he did take a pretty dumb penalty. He only got 8 minutes of ice time. I thought he wasn't terrible in it, but yeah, he can't take a penalty like that. Reeves, good game. He threw 7 freaking hits, and he did what Reveal does. Great on the forecheck, tires out the other team, and that's all you can ask for from Revo. It's the same thing every video I'm saying, I feel like. Sammy Blais, pretty good game as well. He had 4 hits, 5 PIMs. The PIMs have to chill out with him. But, well, I shouldn't say that. He got into a fight, actually. I'm reading that as like he got I don't know why I read that like in my mind, because I'm like, wait, he didn't take any minors. So Blais stayed out of the box, and that's what we asked for him. He had a great game, except for the fight. He stayed out of the box, but a fight's a fight. It's not like he gave the other team a power play. Zibanejad, he had an apple, but man, do him and Panarin look invisible. And like I mentioned before, they got to start scoring. They got to start going, because it's only for so long that the bottom 6 is going to come through for you and produce the way they have. Trouba, I thought, had a pretty good game. He had 7 PIMs. 1 was because of the fight. 4 hits he threw. 2 blocks, 3 shots on goal. I thought that he had actually a really solid game again, which is refreshing to say. It's really nice to talk about Trouba having some good games, because I don't want to come on here talking about Trouba being bad. I want to talk about him being good and doing some good things, winning helping this team win games, but it's just that it hasn't been often enough that I get to. And this season, so far on this road trip, he has looked like a better player. Patrick Nemeth, fairly decent game. 1 shot on goal. He was a -1 through 4 hits. I thought that he didn't. I thought that he had a fine game. He was fine. Fox, I don't know what to say with him. He is just, it's insane how good he is. How stupid he makes the other team look. I don't know who it was, but they, I think it was Ottawa on the shorthanded chance that they got, because I'm pretty sure they had a chance shorthanded. But Fox just completely made him look stupid. He made, on that spin-a-Rooney move he did on the power play, he made Ottawa look stupid. He just makes teams look stupid, and he's so fun to watch. He got a -1, but I can't blame him for that. I think he was on the ice actually for both goals. I can't blame him for either, because like I said, that was Georgiev's fault, those goals. So Fox, great game. Just another day at the office for him. Niels Lundqvist had a pretty quietly had a pretty good game. He was shutting down guys. There was one play, I remember, I don't know who it was on, but I believe it was in the 3rd period, where he had a good play in the neutral zone, which led to a chance for the Rangers. I don't remember. It might have been the 1st period, actually. It was the 1st or the 3rd. Or I don't know. I don't remember which period it was in, but I thought he had a good game. Lindgren gets a goal. Another great game for him. Through 3 hits. He is quietly one of the most underrated defensemen in this league. He's not going to put up the points, but in terms of how he is defensively, he is so underrated, and it's criminal, honestly, how underrated him, because everyone just looks at Adam Fox as the guy, but Ryan Lindgren too. I mean, the two of them just make such a great defensive pair, and they are definitely one of the top defensive pairs, if not the top defensive pair in the game. And it's not even just Fox, because you look at Fox, yeah, he won the Norris. He does a lot of great things, but Lindgren does not get enough credit for what he does with Fox. Miller had a really great game too. He ends up being a +1 in this one. 2 PIMs for him. I thought that his penalty that they called was a little weird. By the way, speaking of the refs were completely asleep. The Rangers at one point, I think it was the 2nd period, and I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed it, because We Bleed Blue also tweeted out. At one point, the Rangers had 6 guys on the ice, and it was for like a solid 30 seconds, and no one noticed or didn't call anything. I just found that funny. And then Georgiev had a really great game. Not enough good things I could say about Georgiev. He had except for that first goal, even the 2nd goal, I'll let him slide away with, because it was an unexpected shot there. But I thought that he had a great game, and he was a brick wall. Right after that first goal, a fire lit under his ass, and he was great. The offense needs to they need some more sustainable offense. The offensive pressure is just not enough, and it's concerning considering the top 6, like I said, all video has not been going. Specifically, Panarin and Vanjad. They need to get going. They're not enough. But I don't want to make this video too long, so let's get to Twitter. That Sports Maniac says, how do you feel about the power play finally coming together in a huge moment, and how can stay having future success? Thank you for sending that in. I think that like I mentioned before, Mika Zibanejad needs to stop shooting from the glass. He needs to actually get into the faceoff dot, take more shots that way, and the guy in the slot, they need to give that up, and they need 2 guys down low making things happen, because it's going to lead to more success. There's zero purpose right now, absolutely zero, to have a guy in the slot when he's just not doing anything. Like Lafreniere, he looks useless on the power play because he's in the slot. What do you want him to do? There's nothing he can do. They need to get more in front of the net, and you see what happens when they do. If you have Panarin and Zibanejad, they could throw shots then at either side of the net, and then one of Kreider or Lafreniere are there to tip it in or pick up a loose rebound. That's something that they could do on the power play to keep it going. So that's what I would say. Thank you for saying that in. NYR 10 says, thoughts on the third period? Electric. The last 6 minutes. Sorry, not the whole third period. The rest of it, nope, not good. Don't want to watch that again. But the last 6 minutes, yay, good hockey. Keep it up. And hopefully they carry that into the next game, because we're coming back home. Let's win a freaking game in front of our home fans and keep the win streak going, huh? Which, by the way, did I mention? I think I mentioned that it's the longest win streak. I don't know. I've been saying on Twitter, Instagram, I've been saying it everywhere. So I don't know if I said it in the video, I'll say it again. The fact that we are only 6 games in and they've already tied their longest win streak from last season says a lot about this team. It says a lot about this team. And it just shows how much this team has improved and how they keep fighting, because they didn't give up. They certainly did not give up. They were down, but they weren't out. And I love it. I love it. And if they can win next game, the fact that you already have a longer win streak than you had last season, all of last season, and it's only in October. I mean, shit, you're cooking. You're cooking. And then, just like I mentioned last video, wait until they fully adapt to the Gallant system and it fully kicks in. The fact that we're grinding out wins beforehand while we're still adapting to this new system, it's insane. It is insane. New York Style said, also thanks for saying that in, but New York Style says, whoa, how the actual fuck did we win, man? I said before the third started to win a period, and that's what they did. I wouldn't say they won the period necessarily, but I would say that, I mean, you could say that, but I thought that it was really all in the last 6 minutes. They played some balanced hockey throughout, but they never just got enough chances and never had sustainable offense, and they just weren't producing enough. That's what they got to get going more. They got to get going more of that if they want to start winning games and not have to grind these out. They want to get in the building, kill their opponent, and get out. That's what they need to start doing. But overall, a win's a win. We grinded it out, and that's all you can ask for. Like I said, they don't ask how, they ask how many. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, turn the notifications on, and yeah, let's go Rangers. I'll see you guys in the next one.